Alright, hello YouTube. I'm continuing on with the trc-457 here. I was able to make some remarkable progress this morning. Remarkable. And the scoop was, from my first video, was this unit, and I'm just going to touch on this real quick. This unit, apparently somebody had tried to fix and thought the PLL was bad in it. Had no transmitter receive, only received noise, and they had replaced the PLL and poked around in there, pulled a couple transistors where they were right on the spot. They definitely knew where they were going, but for whatever reason they couldn't complete the repair. So I kind of picked up on this and pulled my hair out, had many sleepless nights. But to get to my point here, try to give somebody something that might be helpful to them, is I had no signal coming from the PLL mixer back into pin 11 here. So had no signal through this line here whatsoever. I had pulled all these and they all checked fine. I beta checked them. Prior to this whole thing, I had probed out VCC on every single component up there to make sure that nothing was missing. Rather than just trust to probe stuff at the power supply level, I went right to the component level. Which included checking like the voltage on the can taps and stuff like that at the taps themselves to make sure, because there's a bunch of dropping resistors and stuff, just stuff like that. But anyway, when I got to this FET4, I had 160 millivolts of signal setting up here on this gate, and I had 80 millivolts setting there. Before I touched any can in there, that's what I had. And I just kind of scratched my head over that because I had absolutely nothing here. And from time to time when I would hang the scope probe on one of these points here, and it didn't really matter where it was, sporadically I would get this very, very low level noise. Like something was trying to transition into switching. But it was extremely low level, down in you know, probably tens of millivolts, if even that, and it was completely sporadic when it would even do it. So anyway, after about giving up on this yesterday, I come out here this morning and I said, you know what, I'm going to do something about this. So I cut this guy loose here, and you know, I knew that there was nothing on this line that was loading that, but I just wanted to make sure. So I cut this guy loose and I probed him, and we still had nothing here on the drain. The drain voltage wasn't as high as what it was supposed to be. So I did something that I really didn't want to do, or really wasn't ideal, but it was really the only option. This trc-457, there's only one other mixer FET that's a 3SK45 in the unit, and that is this guy right here, FET7, and he is one of the transmit mixers. So it was kind of like robbing Peter to pay Paul, where I thought, you know, if this fixes it, I'm going to have a huge problem somewhere else, and that's what happened. I have transmit now. Luckily, spinning all those cans around, I kept my mind about me, and you know, miraculously the PLL still locks on all 40 channels, even after I kind of shot in the dark. I'm without a frequency counter here right now, so that really wasn't ideal. But anyway, I swapped FET4 up here with FET7. And bingo, I had instant transmit. Now receive, it will no longer receive. As a matter of fact, if I even think about turning that volume up just a little crack on this, and transmitting from my link in there, that speaker will literally blow out of the front there with some really horrible noise and crackling. So there's definitely an issue with the receive not getting mixed now. But you know what? That's fine. So I got parts on the way, and we'll see what happens. This unit is by no means a powerhouse. Really truly isn't, but that's not the reason that I got this unit to be a powerhouse. So it looks to be I got about 3¼ watts on AM on the diamond there. And if I go to sideband, hello, we're way off frequency. Hello, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, about 250 hertz off frequency. Not so bad after all these years' time. Now there is some low-level noise. May need the carrier rejection nulled down a little bit. So I just want to revert back to what the symptoms were. TR29 being turned on, and TR33 being turned on, and TR32 being turned on, being the out of lock detector, and that shuts down the 8.8 volt rail. And TR33 also comes back and goes off my page here, and it looks to be it shuts down FET1 receive mixer and FET7 transmit mixer when that happens. And FET7 was the FET over here that I had swapped with FET4. So robbing Peter to pay Paul. And just one more thing here. I hope this is not in poor taste for me to say this, but I can't stress this enough. Maybe it's just the way that I view things. These tantalum caps here were the part of the loop filter up here. They're actually hiding behind a ribbon cable there. You can see I'd replaced them the other day. The reason I replaced them is because my component checker told me one of these tantalums were bad, and I made a statement about this in my first video about tantalums and when they go bad and where they go bad. But the point I'd like to make is my checker said that one tantalum was no good when it was good. So here's the biggest point I'd like to make. These things right here, don't waste your time. Absolutely do not waste your time, because this thing here is what's caused me so much grief with this unit. And I knew this before I started this project, because this has been a long time coming with this thing, because it told me that both those MOSFETs were good. So there you have it. Do with it as you will. Just trying to think if I missed anything that I wanted to say about this trc-457. I don't think so. I think this is going to be a very cool thing. I have a history of taking things to extremes and going as far as I can with things. And right now I just got to get it working and get the bases loaded, and then see if I'm able to hit a home run with it further down the road. So, hey, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.